Not sure if you're ready to buy and you want to purchase before you take the big step in the Villages, Florida? Well, this video is for you. We're going to talk about should you rent before you buy here in the Villages, Florida? And when you're ready, you can get a Robyn approved home. I'm Robyn Cavallaro. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode. If you're looking for the perfect realtor, I have a recommendation for you. Check this one out.
I love it. We just bought a house. Lucky Robyn.
Who helped you?
Robyn.
And what do you think of Robyn?
I love Robyn.
Do you
I
hear
love
that,
her.
people?
I love her.
They love
Yes,
Robyn.
We bought a house. We love Robyn.
Now, who
Thank
should
you,
they
Robyn.
use if they want to buy a house here in the Villages? Who should they use, Shayna?
They should use Robyn because she's a turbo supercharged sledgehammer realtor. Hello.
All right, you heard
Love
it here
Robyn.
first. Wait, bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much, Shayna. I hope you're enjoying the Villages lifestyle, and let's get to the meat of this video. But before we get started, I do have another message for you. If you're looking for a rental, short-term rental, could be by the week, for 4 days, for a month. Clara's Cottage is my rental home in the village of McClure. You can visit my website at robyncavallaro.com, and I have all the booking information, everything you need to know, and you can actually book it online. You can check availability dates. And if you're looking for January, February, March, I can rent it to you by the month, but I am also opening it up to weekly rentals during that period, because a lot of the rentals are only available by the month, but you might only want to come down for a week or two. So to maximize this, it has to be a Friday to Friday. And that's how I've set it up, rental. And you can rent it by the week. So make sure you visit Clara's Cottage. I have a full video tour of my home in the village of McClure on my website, and it is on YouTube. So check that out while we're talking about rentals. And I do have a course coming up all about purchasing, everything you need to know about purchasing and setting up a short-term or long-term rental. It's going to be complete with about, I think I'm up to 5 or 6 hours worth of video content, and there will be 30 editable documents for you to use within your rental, a welcome book, and lots of great information that you can use. And also you and I would get on with 2 Zoom calls to discuss any challenges and additional information that you have. I also have a complete list of everything that I purchased to set up that home. It is on my website, and there is a link to the Amazon, because I'm an Amazon affiliate, so I will make a couple dollars if you purchase anything. But everything that I bought for Clara's Cottage is in there, and that means everything that you need to set up a rental home is on that list. So I think you might find it very helpful. So make sure you look for that. If you have any questions, my phone number will always be up here for you to call, text, or email me. I'm always available for you. So let's talk about, should I rent before I purchase a home here in the Villages, Florida? Sorry, I got a message. My phone is out of reach. So we're going to continue. I'm just going to sit on this pillow for a moment. All right. So renting gives you the opportunity to really immerse yourself in the community to make sure it's right for you. A lot of people will come down on a lifestyle visit, or they'll rent a home for a month. They might come in the summer to see if they can deal with the heat. So those are good ways for you to decide if Florida and the Villages is right for you. I can tell you, when it comes to weather, yes, it is extremely hot in the summer, but I equate it to being in the north in the winter. You're not going to go sit outside in the winter when it's 30. And you might not sit outside here when it's 100, but there's a trade-off. I can walk outside when it's 100 and be comfortable. I certainly am not going to walk outside when it's 30 and windy up north. So to me, that's a trade-off. You don't have to shovel, and you just do a lot more activities inside. So I don't see that as a problem, but it's a great way to see if you can acclimate yourself to the weather. Inventory, some inventory moves fast, some doesn't. Of course, if you're not here, the house you want will move quickly. You won't have time to come down and see it because there are still buyers purchasing sight unseen, but there's still a lot of buyers that have to get into the home and they want to see it before they purchase it. So that allows you that opportunity to be able to jump onto something, especially if you have a property that you have to sell where you're living. This frees up your cash or your pre-approval without the contingency of selling your home. So you are ready to go when that home presents itself. So that is a good opportunity for you to be here, to jump on something whenever you seem to find it. The con about coming down here and renting is if you, because really right now it doesn't take that long to find a home because we have a lot of inventory. It might only take a month. If you're trying to rent May through October, November, you will not have a problem finding a rental. There are a lot of them. And actually, my course gets into that whole topic of short-term rental. What can I expect for vacancy rate? Can I make money? Should I rent long-term? So those are things that will be very informative in that course. And you know what? You can send me an email if you want, if when that course is ready. Now, I'm thinking it's probably going to be the middle of September because I'm just finishing up the book that I'm writing or updating. I need to get that set and ready to print before I dive back into that course. So it's coming. So if you are, that's an easy time to rent, May through the end of November. Starting into December, January, February, March, might be hard to find a rental and it's going to be extremely expensive. So keep that in mind that if you have to come in the winter to rent, to purchase, it could be very problematic and very costly. That you should time your visit to purchase, to rent to purchase, maybe in the off season, so it's easier and less costly to rent. Depending on how long you need to rent, like some people say, well, I want to come and rent for a year. And, you know, that's a long time to rent because I find people who say, I have a 6-month lease. And then next thing you know, a month later, they find a home. I did have a couple who had a year rental and it took a whole year for us to find the right property for them. But actually, I got to find out. I know they're going to renovate their home. I got to go check them out. They were a trip to work with. They're great people. I have a lot of great people. That's what I love about this job. I meet so many fantastic people. They're so friendly. And even people who don't purchase from me, I know they find my content very helpful, which if you find my content helpful, even if you didn't buy a home from me, you shoot me an email and tell me, because it's great to know that I gave you helpful information that brought you to this wonderful community. All right, next. Yes, renting could cost you in the long run, but it'll help you immerse yourself and really understand which section you want to be in. Because, you know, I do this whole campus tour when people come down for the first time or the second time and they want to just try to figure out where they really want to be, because each section has its own pros and cons and nuances. You know, up north, and I say this all the time, the trees are, there's more mature landscaping. The yards have bigger setbacks. They're larger yards. The homes are not necessarily larger, it's the same style homes because they keep recreating the same models, but it's just more like neighborhood, where the further south you go, like even in my neighborhood, I have patio villas, so we're all on top of each other. I see some of the bigger homes, even south of 470, seem to be closer to the road, closer to each other, and the homes just look really large and they're right on top of the road. But then again, you know, we all moved down here because who wants to pay to have the lawn mowed or pay a lot of money to have your yard taken care of? So They're giving people what they want. But it'll help you understand each section, and then you'll decide, I really think it's beneficial when you come and stay for a while, because the town square thing is baffling to me. Buyers want to live within a mile of a town square. And when you get here, I would say 1% of the people are going to go there 3-4 times a week. The majority of the residents here don't go a lot because it's here. It's just one of those things where, I can go there anytime. Then you end up after a while, I say new broom sweeps clean. I used to say it. My grandmother used to say that. New broom sweeps clean. So in the beginning, you're going to go all the time, but as time wears on, it's not as important. And really, if you have to travel another mile, it's not going to kill you. It'll open up more opportunities for you to find the right home. So don't limit yourself. Check out everything. Make sure you understand where it really is you want to be, what you want to do to the house, and where you want that place to be for you. Some people really want to be closer to the medical, and that's going to put them up north. I had a buyer the other day. She called me about a property, and I went and looked at it for her. It was up in Marion County, and it needed work. And I told her that, there was probably enough around there, and she's close enough to the medical, but I just did not feel the home was right for her because she was, a widow, and it was just going to be an overwhelming project for her, although it was priced well. And I said to her, I think that the area that's around 466, just south of it in that Lynn Haven section, or here, I'll show you on the map, and just north of it, that's like Polo Ridge, Summer Hill, across from the Polo Grounds, just north of 466. There's a lot of shopping in there. Everything you need is there. And medical, but the hospital and all the major medical facilities, 441, are still not that far away. So I like that piece if you really want to be near medical. So if you have any questions about what area I think might be a good fit for you, you can call me and ask, and I'll give you my opinion. I'm happy to do that. But you need to have a plan. You need to think about what it really is that you want for you, thoroughly understand the pros and cons of each area, and renting can help with that. Now, if you've been here several times, I don't know if you really need to rent because you really have honed in. Like I have a couple that's in my rental right now, and they've been here twice before. And on this trip, they're getting that much closer to purchasing, and they really want to narrow it down to a couple of specific areas and specific models that they're looking for. So when they're ready in a couple of months to make that decision, it makes it that much easier. And that is so smart of them. So they've narrowed down everything instead of coming and I want to look at this house in Marion County, and I want to look over here, and I want to look over here, and I want to look over there. That is not beneficial for you because you're just going to get confused. Trust me on that, because it's a vast community. So that's where renting or visiting often really will help you make an informed buying decision. And let's see, what else do I got here? But if you do rent, what you need to know is you can immerse yourself in the community. You can use all of the facilities here. If you're on a lifestyle ID, which costs $50, you can book tea times and you can use the sport pools and join the clubs. Those are the biggest things, or you just use a guest pass. And actually, when you stay at Clara's Cottage, you can get the guest pass, or you can purchase the lifestyle processing, I guess they call it, from the villages, is $50. But that's really all I have about renting before you buy. Is it right for you? You can tell, but sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. I've had people in both situations where they've rented and they change their mind about where they wanted to purchase, and some that have just purchased, did not rent here, just knew where they wanted to be, and they found the perfect home, and they're loving it here. That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Robyn Cavallaro. I'm a realtor here in Florida. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, I'm your girl. All right, until next time, I'll see ya.